Hey everybody, welcome to Greater Day Cafe. I am your host, Dr. D. I'm so excited.
Yes.
This segment is called our Sister to Sister segment. You're going to be hearing from myself along with Jorgie Franks and Tracy Horn. And so we are excited to have some discussion about Sister to Sister. So if you've been following us, you've seen some of the other segments, the man to man. We left on a cliffhanger with the man to man segment. So we got to bring them back and have some more discussions. And I think we'll probably end up doing that with Sister to Sister as well. So in communication studies, which is my academic background, once again, we look at issues from the standpoint of how we think, talk, and then act out. How do we think, talk, act out? And today, we're going to apply that to the concept of our womanhood and who we are as women. So we did some pre-talk. Just before we counted off, you said, my men, our men, and our money. I said, my men, men, our money, and so forth. So what do we want to share today? Sister to sister, what do we want to talk about? What is on your mind? What is on your heart about what's going on in the minds of women and so forth? Is it starting at top of the list? Man, money?
Oh, well, I mean, we can definitely talk about that, but what came to the top of my mind was woman to woman, how we love each other, how we speak to each other, how we support one another, and then what are the images and the things that we portray ourselves with in the media.
So when we talk about sister to sister and the types of conversations that we're having or need to have, what pops up for you is how we are responding to each other, how we're treating each other.
Right.
How are we treating each other?
I would say that we can do better. You know, I want to say I support you.
And thank you for coming, even with your cold and you trying to stay healthy. Thank you.
Yes, I am trying to stay healthy. But just wanted to say, you know, I support you. You're doing a great job. And with the social media, Facebook shares and Instagram likes and all these things seem to be so important. Just saying, okay, hey, I'll share your product or share what you're doing this weekend. And
so support and being kind.
Being kind.
Do you see a deficit in that as well? Do you think we have some more room?
I think we have lots of room to grow with civility and kindness and respect and just treating each other with courtesy. I don't think we're getting it in our society. I don't think we're getting it politically, so we've got to give it to each other every chance that we've got, whether it's one-to-one or in our works, in our families, just driver to driver on the road.
Oh, it's so true. I was just driving yesterday and this guy, not that I'm trying to pick on guys, I'll say this person, because I really didn't even see, so there was my bias, that it was a guy. So let me just admit my bias right there. This person assumed, I guess, that I was trying to race, so they took off and I was like, you know, I told my daughter, when that happens, I just back off the brake and let them go. So yes, even in our driving. So is this concern, this need to be more civil, respectful, supportive, is this unique to women in any kind of way? Do men need to do the same thing? Is it? I mean, what?
That's a man-to-man talk there.
So we'll let the man answer for themselves.
That sounds like a good topic on the next man-to-man. We need to be kind to each other, and it starts with being kind to ourselves. You know, I get to work with a lot of women. I work at a very popular lingerie store, and you know, we're cruel to ourselves. I'm fat, I'm bulging, I'm just speaking so down to ourselves. So when we can speak life into another woman, we have to take advantage of that moment. Just say, hey, no, you're beautiful. Who named it that? You know, that's just bootylicious or bodacious. You know, I'm always trying to find a way to interject some kind of life into a woman. Just tell them you're beautiful. Oh my gosh.
You know, this isn't a far-fetched conversation because I've heard individuals dialogue about some of the popular shows. I don't want to get sued, but so I might not.
Reality shows.
Yeah, thank you. That was good. Thank you for helping me. I didn't want to name a particular show. So yes, a lot of the reality shows that cater to women. People have said, you know, this is giving us a bad light that we're, you know, just catty and so forth. And so I don't know. You know, maybe that is a point of concern.
We like to create a new reality. I think, you know, that when it comes to Greater Day, let's create a new reality and make a woman's day greater. You know, if we can have that woman to woman talk, sister to sister, how can I make your day greater? I can give you a compliment. I can tell you, oh, you look so beautiful. Dr. D, your hair is on, you know, fleek. Your eyebrows on fleek, as they say. And just build somebody up from the inside. My first book was You Goal Girl. Like, you're setting great goals, achieve your goals.
But see, this is so important because I think you might have mentioned this earlier. One of the reasons, oh my gosh, the producers say we're at 5 minutes already. Oh my goodness. One of the reasons why it's hard to give a compliment to another person is because you don't feel that way about yourself. See, it's easy for me to tell you that your shoes are rocking today because I'm cool with my shoes.
Right.
But when I don't feel, okay, the producer just told me they made a mistake. We got 10 minutes. I was like, my God, okay.
Like, wow,
thank you, producers, thank you. So, but when I'm confident with me, you know, maybe this even goes back to the I Am Here segment.
Wow.
The more confident I am with me, then I can, you know, support my sisters.
How many times have you given a woman, and Tracy, I'll ask you, how many times have you seen it where you give a woman a compliment and she's like, whatever?
So learn to say thank you and receive it.
Well, I think it's important to give compliments, but I think it's also so much more than image. And I'm just worried that when we're treating each other with all about image and I'm focusing on how you look, that I'm missing really kind of giving that supportive empowerment. I want to go back to the goals and what you were talking about for a minute and just how can I encourage my sister to be all that she can be? How can I get her to talk about what she likes? And how can I feel comfortable enough to share with you maybe what some of my vulnerabilities and fears are so that you can help and support me?
So it sounds like we're really also revisiting just cornerstones of good friendship.
Yes.
Cornerstones of some really good friendship that you need, whether you're married, single, working full-time, working part-time, parenting, not parenting, just some good, solid friendship encouragement. That's what this is sounding like. Okay, I want to shift a little bit because some of the other topics that came up had to do with, you know, how do we talk through with each other, encourage each other about our relationships, about our money? What are people talking about? Tracy, we talked about this in the single living concept, that for so long, some women have gotten the message that you can't do certain things by yourself. That it's a big deal that you just bought a home on your own and that it's okay.
Yes.
I think it is, but I have to admit my leader in that and an inspiration was an African-American woman 20 years ago in my career. And so she was really the pioneer that got me going. And even though she didn't stay in my life, she stayed in my head and she stayed in my heart. And so 20 years later, I'm able. So we don't know how we're inspiring each other. She didn't say it, she was doing it.
Wow.
And she was a homeowner. She was a single lady homeowner. I don't know who else was in the background in her life because that's not what it was about. But just how she was presenting it and how she was showing it encouraged and supported me as a much younger gal.
So being a leader. So that's what I hear you saying too, you know, being a leader by exhibiting the behaviors that you want to see in other sisters. If you want them to support you, support them. If you want them to love you, love them. And, you know, trying to, you know, have that conversation.
Do unto others as you want them to do unto you.
Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And I see a lot of things about family and men, you know, how you treat your children, being aware of how you treat your kids. Like with my children, you know, I do a lot of business, so I try to teach them how to have a business. And then that starts a whole conversation about business with women and who may have never thought, like, my kids can have a business, I can have a business, and wow, you know, maybe I can achieve more in life and be more and have greater.
So in your girl chat, what comes up in your girl chat? When you're talking to your girls, what comes up in your girl chat?
Ooh.
Now we're down to 5 minutes, and we finally got, what comes up in the girl chat?
Oh,
this one I'm going to ask the men when we go back to man to man. What comes up in the male chat? That's what I want to know.
It gets real. It gets, here's what I liked, here's what I'm not liking, here's who I'm liking. I can't believe this woman, how she's presenting and what she's saying. And so then we talk about that and then how we can go forward.
What comes up in your girl chat?
My girl chat, I try not to gossip, but, you know, gossip sometimes tries to sneak in, and you have to be careful.
Thank you for being real.
Yeah, it does.
Real.
I mean, I had went through my Rolodex and referred several of my friends to another coworker, you know, just in business, and one of them was like, hey, if you want my support, you need to pay me if you want my support. Pay like for an appearance or whatever like that. And I was like, what? I can't believe they did that. And then, then I had to catch myself. And, the thoughts, the negativity, it can try to sneak in on something that's a good cause. So you really have to check yourself a lot in women conversations. I think when we talk about our men, we have to build them in those conversations, not just talk to our friends about all the bad things. I think my mom is one of my best friends, but if I go and I tell her all the hard things and bad things that's happening in the relationship, then they're only gonna have that one viewpoint of your life.
Yeah.
So in your girlfriend conversation, you have to talk about the good, but also the bad, be real. Be real. That's another part about it. Be real.
Okay.
I'm struggling.
I like that. Be real.
Be
And
real.
Saying the good and the bad.
Be real.
Not just the good, but not also just not the bad.
Right,
All
not
of
just
it.
the bad.
Okay.
My be real is sometimes I can't just smile with my sisters. My sisters, I gotta walk in frowning, looking sad a couple days if I'm feeling that way. I gotta practice being real. Because I'm a bubbly person. But if I look sad, I expect someone to say, what's wrong? So I can, kind of open up.
Work through it, yeah. Open up, be vulnerable, and work through it. Yeah, I get that. I think I have a couple of sister friends where I am very vulnerable and transparent with, and they are lifelines to me. And that's a very small circle, but they are very important. And what I like about it is when I'm vulnerable and transparent, they don't use that moment to beat me back down. They use that moment to build me back up. I had one friend that called me one time going through, family life and everything, just really going through some tough times. So I went to her house and I put some affirmations up on the wall. So every time you look up, when you wake up, when you open your eyes, your husband is here, but you got affirmations on the wall about where you're going as a family and who you are, believing in yourself again. And just a week ago, just a week ago, I felt that she did the same for me because I texted her about an issue and she texted me back. She was like, girl, you're strong. You're amazing. You can do this, and really fed back into me. And I do see that, be it women or men, we have great opportunity to feed each other some more positive affirmations about who we are as individuals. I have a routine when I go into my classroom. I always say, hi, beautiful people. That's my routine. One day I went in the classroom and I didn't say that because I was just really focused on teaching. And I had some, excuse me, Dr. Jones, you didn't say hi, beautiful people. Yeah, and I make it a habit now. So when I see, a lot of times you notice when I see, hey, beautiful, hey, gorgeous, I'm doing that on purpose to instill some positivity and so forth. And I'm treating you the way I'm treating myself. Yes. Now there's a nugget for you. I am treating you the way I'm treating myself. So I'm treating you ugly, guess what that means? I'm really treating myself ugly. But because I'm treating myself beautiful, I'm treating you beautiful. Okay, I'm throwing in another cliffhanger because in my girl chat, we talk a lot about, especially the women that I'm connected with, because I'm really connected with a lot of women that are building out purpose. Yes. And we talk a lot about how men respond to that. And this was a cliffhanger in the male conversation, so I'll just leave it at that, okay? All right, 30 seconds. What's your speech to the sister to sister? What's your speech?
Love and respect. If I treat you with love and respect, then it is me treating me with love and respect too, because you are my mirror, and I want to reflect all that positivity.
Ooh, well, you hit me with that cliffhanger and kind of threw me off because I kept thinking about my man and how grateful I am to now be Jorgie Franks.
And you should be.
And I'm married now, and one of the biggest things that I love about my husband is he builds me up. He is confident with himself, and he being himself, so it makes it so much easier to be myself. And that conversation sister to sister. I don't want a man who doesn't know who he is and what he likes and the things that, drive him in life. And, that makes it.
Yes.
I'm just grateful.
Yes.
That's part of the conversation, sister to sister. I love him because he is confident.
That's good.
Swagger.
I love it. All right, so sister to sister, I guess my speech would be to encourage you because I gave you a cliffhanger. I'm good for giving cliffhangers. I can give some more, but I'll stop
girl,
right there.
You started.
But yes, it's very important because the truth of the matter is we live in a society where for generations and thousands of years, women have been belittled, dehumanized, held back, told that they are second-class citizens.
Right.
And I want to encourage you to remember that you are a first-class citizen, and you don't have to hate, dislike, dehumanize anybody else to be a first-class citizen. This is not bashing men. This is about the fact that I love my men and I love my sisters. I love you. Welcome to Greater Day Cafe. I'm your host, Dr. D. I gotta go. Thank you so much. Erica Hudnell, my technician, to my producer, Becky Yata. I know I messed that up. From B Stellar Productions, and to my camera people. I'm messing up people's name all the time. That's why I say to my students, hi, beautiful. Right? That just covers everything. To Linda, our camera technician, and to Brianna, we thank all of you. Thank you so much. Welcome to Greater Day. You have a greater day. Bye. We did it.
Yes, again, girl.